live video. I just got home from Whole Foods and I thought you might like to see what I do with the produce that I buy, and just kind of hang out in the kitchen with me for just a little bit if you wish. So this is a whole food plant-based YouTube channel. If you're new, I have a blog as well as this YouTube channel called Nutmeg Notebook, and this is where I share all about a whole food plant-based lifestyle. So you're going to see a lot of plants because that's what I bought today. So it wasn't a big grocery haul because we just grocery shopped on Sunday. After we did our live show last Sunday, we went to Costco, Whole Foods, and Trader Joe's. So we didn't need a whole lot today because we did a major stock up on Sunday. But we are having the family over on Friday nights. Our family comes over and we either, order something from a vegan restaurant and bring it in, or I cook. And today I will be cooking. I'm going to make the falafel patties and the quinoa tabbouleh, which is gluten-free. I can have it as well. And so it's a family favorite meal, so it's a big hit with everybody. So here's what I got at Whole Foods. And remember, this was not a big grocery haul today, but you know that I always treat myself to flowers. So this is the bouquet that I bought today. If we go to Costco, then I get the great big, beautiful bouquet from Costco. But Whole Foods has a beautiful flower department. And of course, because of Valentine's Day, they had a nice assortment still of fresh flowers there. So I'll be trimming these and putting these in a vase. I usually take a picture of my flowers and post it on Instagram and Facebook. And someone said to me a couple of weeks ago, do you ever just buy those mixed bouquets and arrange them yourself? And I said, yeah, that's what I do every week. So I must be getting better at it, because she thought I was buying a vase of already arranged flowers. So, I used to buy these and think, oh, how do you make them look pretty? But just through trial and error, I'm starting to get it a little bit. So, but I thought that was really pretty colors. Now, if you're the plastic police, hold your breath and don't watch, because yes, my produce does have plastic in it. So what I do when I get home, as long as I have time to do it right away, if I don't, I'll do it a little bit later in the day or even the next day. But I like to go ahead and rinse my herbs and then lay them out on the kitchen counter to kind of dry before I put them away. That way they are ready to go. And if you wash them right before you're going to use them, then they're really wet. And when you go to chop them, they can really turn into a mess. So I've really been into the collard greens, collards lately. I love to use these as wraps. And you can put anything in them. Sometimes I do steamed vegetables and some rice or quinoa or millet or whatever I have. And you can put them in the microwave, depending on how big they are, for 20 to 30 seconds. And that makes them wilted just enough that they'll roll up. And then if you have a big thick spine on the greens, then I just take a paring knife and trim that down so that when I go to roll it, it doesn't break. And those are super yummy. So this is Italian parsley. This is cilantro. These are the organic Persian cucumbers. And I try to buy as much organic as I can get. Now in the summertime, we grow our own tomatoes, but of course, we're not growing those right now. So I bought tomatoes because I needed these for the tabbouleh that I'll be making, as well as some tomatoes. There should be more tomatoes. Oh my gosh, these are my absolute favorite citrus, you guys. These are the Sumo Oranges, and they're much more plentiful as the years go on. We actually have some growers in California that are growing them now. It doesn't say California, but I believe these are from California. So apparently the trees, they have to nurture them for like 4 years before they start producing fruit. But they're distinctive because they have this big knob on top, and you just pull on that and they'll open easily. And then they're very easy to peel. They're kind of like a really big mandarin, and they're super sweet and super delicious. Very, very juicy. So I got those. I got 4 of those. They were actually on sale today at Whole Foods, which was really nice. Then I got green onions. You know I love Mexican food, and so I love to have green onions for that. And some mint for the tabbouleh. And I did buy a couple of avocados for the grandkiddos, and they feel like they're gonna be soft enough to cut tonight. So we'll get those washed as well. And then some red tipped leaf lettuce. And when I picked it up, one of the big outside leaves did break off. But look at that, a beautiful head of organic red tip leaf. It's gorgeous. So that'll be really good for the falafel tonight. They had organic, so I got 2 packs of organic strawberries. The kiddos love them. I love them as well. Some coconut aminos. My grandkids love this on their rice. And this is a lower sodium substitute instead of soy sauce. And since I'm gluten-free, this is also gluten-free, so I can have a little bit of this, but it still has 270 milligrams of sodium in 1 tablespoon. So I use that just sparingly. I usually use it just in recipes. 1 English cucumber. I'm going to slice this thinly, and we like to put that on our falafel sandwiches. And then a couple cans of the spray organic, no salt added lentils. For a minute I was going to call them beans, but they're lentils. And so, I should see, do we have anybody watching, Tom?
Well, you just bumped the camera.
I didn't make you bump the camera. These are really nice to have on hand for, I can make my own lentils and it doesn't take that long, but sometimes you just need something super quick. So you can take these and mix these with a little bit of sugar-free, salt-free barbecue sauce, and you can add a little mustard, and then you can have sloppy lentils very quickly. Love them over a baked potato or a baked sweet potato. Really delicious that way. You can put it in your marinara sauce to just, make it a little more satisfying and filling. And so I just like to keep these in the cupboard, in the pantry, just to have in case. So they also had organic papayas. Look at this monster. I think it was $3 and something. I can't wait for it to get ripe because that will be delicious with a little bit of lime juice. The first time I had these was when we were in Hawaii, and oh my gosh, I just fell in love. Whoa, almost lost my sack. Then I think I got 2 of those. Yes, so this is the forbidden rice, and it was on sale today, so I got a couple bags of those. It's an odd size, 15 ounces instead of a pound. I thought that was kind of interesting that they did that. But again, these are really great to use in the collard green wraps, or just in a Buddha bowl, a Nourish bowl. Add some beans, some steamed vegetables, some winter squash, and have some of that rice. That's really great. And then for the family, I bought whole wheat pita, so they can use that for the falafel tonight. I'm gluten-free, so I either just wrap mine in the leaf lettuce or use a corn tortilla. Corn tortilla is great for a little sandwich wrap. Organic peeled garlic. I just hate having to peel garlic. This is some organic brown jasmine rice. I'm going to try making a Greek lemon rice soup, so we'll see how that turns out. Hopefully I'll have time. Some lemons, these are Meyer's lemons, and so we like to have a little bit of fresh lemon juice on our falafel and our tabbouleh, as well as I'll need it for the soup. Okay, one more bag. More Italian parsley. We go here. Love that. Another bag of shredded carrots. I actually use shredded carrots in my falafel, and so I'll just start with these because then I don't have to peel anything and it'll just go quicker, because today's also my house cleaning day, so I've got to clean house before everybody comes over. But I'm going to get my falafel and my tabbouleh going first, and then I'll clean house. And I may only get half of it done today. So then more tomatoes. These are organic tomatoes, vine ripened, which is really nice. And I'll slice these and we'll have these with our falafel. And the falafel recipe, you guys, is on the blog, and I posted it on Instagram and Facebook today. And then some organic Brussels sprouts. We usually buy these at Costco, but Costco has only had them like once or twice in the last few months. So Tom throws these in his soup at noon. I love to either steam them or oven roast them, and they're just a wonderful little cruciferous vegetable. And you know, people either love them or hate them, right? With that. So Tom, I'm going to give you this to put in the trash for me, and it's pretty wet, so be careful with that. Okay, I'm going to need to peel this guy. I'm just going to grab a knife and get that peeled. And I'm going to get my quinoa going for my tabbouleh. And I just make it in my 3-quart Instant Pot. It's super easy, and that way I don't have to watch it, because it'll just do its thing once I get it started, and that just makes it super easy. Okay, I'm going to give you more trash. Excellent. Okay, Tom, so actually I'm going to move over to my Instant Pot just to get that quinoa started, or I can move it over here. Either way. Move it over here? Okay. I'm going to give you my flowers. Put those, probably have to put those on the kitchen table, just so they're not in the way. Okay. I'm going to get this plugged in here. And okay, just need my water, cup of quinoa. So you guys, I buy my quinoa at Costco, and it's pre-washed, which is also a time saver. So this is my little 3-quart. I love it. It's excellent for doing small amounts of grain. So I don't have to rinse this because it is already rinsed. How easy is that? So I do a cup of quinoa and 1 1/4 cups of water for this recipe. Put the lid on. Make sure it is set to venting, and then it is just 5 minutes. Pressure cook, 5 minutes. That's all I have to do on that. Super easy. Love the ease of it. And I'm just going to set this over here. Okay. I am going to move some things over to the sink so that I can get started washing them. Tom is helping out here. Now, I'm not going to wash the strawberries. I'll wait, and later this afternoon before the family comes, I'll wash the strawberries and cut them up then. And I just rinse them with water. And I'll have you take that, Tom, and these tomatoes as well. Hey, you guys, you can ask me questions if you want. You guys are being quiet, huh? You guys can ask questions if you wish. Be happy to answer them. Here we go. I think I'll go ahead and wash that. I'm going to wash my lemons. So, You know, if you wash your produce when you get home, you can help, that'll help prevent fruit flies from forming, because their little eggs can be on the bananas or on anything actually. And so that just helps prevent that from happening. Okay, then we're gonna move over to the sink, and I'm gonna rinse some things. Tom's just gonna get the lights turned around and show you what I do at the sink. I get asked all the time, how do you wash your produce and what do you do with it? So today I'm showing you. So I'm just curious, could in the comments you guys let me know, when do you do your grocery shopping? What day, do you have a certain day of the week that you do it? We usually do it on either Thursday or Friday, but it just kind of depends on what's happening. So I'm just gonna come over here to my sink. Now I do have some fruit and vegetable wash. If something's really, really dirty, I'll use this, but I don't use it on everything. I like to run, I scoured my sink before we went live, so that I know that my sink is all nice and clean. And then I rinsed it really well, and I'm gonna run just some cool water in my sink because I'm going to wash the herbs. And so I'm just gonna run the water.
You can turn that the arrow grove light off. It's doing a flashy thing because of the, turn it off.
What do I have to do to shut it
The far
off?
right button.
Oh, here? Here.
There you go.
I probably messed everything up now for you. So I'm just gonna move my dishcloth over, and I'm gonna take the little wires off of my herbs. And then I just like to put them in the sink and swish them around. You know, sometimes they can have a little bit of potting soil in them. They can have a little bit of sand.
I'm gonna go get the other mic because the water's really loud. I'm gonna go get the lab mic.
Okay, well, I think I'm okay. So now I'm gonna add this second bunch, and then I'm just gonna, I don't know if you can get in here for this or not, Tom. If I turn this light on, is that okay? And then I just swish them around so that they can get rid of any little bugs, especially when you're buying organic. Sometimes you can have little buggies in there. And then I just have these little drying towels that I like to lay out on my counter. And I also use my dish drainer. So I just detailed it and scrubbed it yesterday. And so I know that it's clean and ready to be used.
Debbie Palmer says she's never been to a Nutmeg Notebook Live before because of a time zone difference. So our impromptu, out of unusual time is
nice.
For her.
Great. Thank you for joining us. So I was asking what day everybody does their grocery shopping on, and do you have a specific routine? Like, we usually do, but it also depends on what we've used up and what we need, and we're pretty well stocked today. So
Paula just got here. She's wondering what you're cooking.
yeah, so you know what? I just got home from the grocery store, and so I am prepping the fruits and vegetables, just getting things washed, and I am going to be making falafel for dinner tonight because our family is coming over, and so I'm just getting things kind of prepped. So I thought, oh, I'm going to be in the kitchen. Hey, it could be fun to have a little bit of company. And so there's just this cilantro has just a little bit of something that didn't look pleasant there, so I was getting rid of that.
Deepak is here with us. I think she's the one that suggested last live that we maybe do a grocery haul. So
is that right?
So she's saying thanks. I think
Oh,
it was
how
Deepak.
funny. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I remember seeing that in the chat.
Oh, that is so funny.
I think it was you, Deepak, that recommended we do a grocery haul. We talked about it.
Yeah, so this wasn't like a real grocery haul because, we weren't getting, my trash is under here, so I'm just tossing things in there. And so So I didn't buy like a ton of stuff today. I mean, I still spent over $100, but so Tom, if you would spread that other towel out for me. I'm just gonna move my dish strainer this way, and I'm gonna put the, did you show them what I'm doing here with this?
Not exactly.
Yeah, you might want to show them so they can see what I'm doing here with this. So I'm just laying everything out. Actually, I'm gonna move this over.
How long are you gonna leave it there?
Until it's dry. Till it's mostly dry. What I'll end up doing is taking a dry towel, a dry kitchen towel, and I will roll them up in the dry kitchen towel and just taking out anything that doesn't look desirable. And then that'll help. If I do that, then that helps absorb the excess water. But they just had a little bath in here, and I'm just laying them out. And I need a lot of cilantro because I'm making that tabbouleh. A lot of parsley because I'm making that tabbouleh. And then I'm gonna make a couple other things this weekend, and I'll use up some of that cilantro.
There's Tammy's nest of Star Pack and 12 spatulas we were talking about on the Amazon Live yesterday.
Yeah.
If you didn't see that, you can just go to amazon.com/live/nutmeg notebook, and it should take you there.
Now I'm just gonna get some fresh water going here. And if you just came on, I told everybody I always scour my sink before I do this, and I did that before we went live. And the green onions are pretty dirty, so I rinse them over here in this sink a little bit before I swish them in the water. And I always try to run water down the green part because dirt and bugs can get in there as well. And then just turn them over. So those look pretty good.
Yeah, Gita's asking how you store the cilantros once they dry
Yeah,
out.
so I'll wrap them in paper towels, and then I'll either put them in my stasher. All of that's not going to fit in my stasher bags, which are the silicone bags. So I might use some Tupperware containers because I have so much of it. And there's a little buggy there. But I find, they need to be wrapped with a little bit of a towel just to help keep them dry. And I do utilize my dish strainer. It works great. So you can just put things in it and it'll drip off. And I just washed it yesterday. I just scrub it. Or if my dishwasher is empty, we'll put it in the dishwasher and run it through a cycle just to sanitize it so that we know it's clean, because I do like to use it to put food in, and it works great for that. I'm gonna wash this cucumber, and I do have a vegetable brush, and I don't use it on soft things, but I will use it on potatoes. And of course I want to wash the avocados. You always want to wash things even if you're not eating the skin, because if you're going to cut into it and if it has any contamination on the outside of it, then you might contaminate what's inside of it with your knife.
You found avocados? I thought there was an avocado shortage.
They had a lot of avocados there. These are from Mexico. But just a good idea to give them a nice rinse. Just put them in the dish strainer. And also the papaya. I always think, the sticky labels that they put on them, that leaves residue, that glue. I don't know exactly what they use for that, but I'll put that there. And my mint, because I'm going to use the mint in the tabbouleh. So I'm just going to put it down in my cool water and give it a nice little swoosh.
Debbie says when you grow your own green onions, they don't get dirt down the tube
Oh.
because it grows with a sealed point.
Oh,
Sure.
really?
Well, you know, the commercial growers cut the tips off so dirt can get inside.
Oh, wow. That's good to know. Yeah, they're so dirty when you buy them. Okay, I'm going to get my kitchen scissor. Just trim those. And I'm going to be using the tomatoes today, so I do want to rinse those. And I'm also going to be using the cucumbers. So I want to get those rinsed as well. Just, you know, just to get rid of any bugs. We bought lettuce before, organic lettuce, and the little buggies even live being in the refrigerator for a few days. One time we were eating at a restaurant and Tom ordered a salad, and his salad came and it had a little live bug on it.
It was the most beautiful little green caterpillar.
It was very cute, but he wasn't gonna eat it.
The waiter was horrified.
Yeah, he was like, well, I realize that this is like super fresh because it does have a bug. So these I'm gonna put in a strainer. And give them a rinse because that way I don't have to go hunting for them in my sink. And I have another bag. I like to use these colorful ones when I'm doing the tabbouleh. It just makes the tabbouleh very colorful and fun. And so we'll do that. So do you guys use a vegetable wash when you are washing your vegetables, or do you use vinegar? What do you guys use? I do like to lay these out usually on a towel. We'll see how much room we've got because I've got a lot of herbs going here today. But I like to do this just so they can dry. And then I got to get a knife. I just want to cut the end of this. I'll be right back.
Jamie's asking if that's our arrow garden and what are we growing?
That is our arrow garden, and we just have basil. So this is Thai basil. Tom really loves Thai basil, and that's regular Genevieve or something like that basil. Genovese or something like that. And so.
And it's been growing for how many days? It says on the screen there.
102 days we've had these going. They're very prolific. Hey, this lettuce was not very dirty, and it does not have buggies.
Gina uses vinegar in the veggie wash.
Yeah, a lot of people do. That's supposed to really help. Okay. So then I'm just going to pile that up there. And that, I think that's it. Oh, my lemons. You want to give those a rinse. So, I have frozen lemon juice. Our son has a Myers lemon tree in the house that he ran. And I have some juice from his tree, from his lemons, that I juiced them and then froze it, but I wanted fresh for today. So I'm going to lay those out. And then Tom, if you just want to give them a shot of how that looks. And that is what I do.
Um, that's our chat monitor screen there on the left.
Okay, I'm gonna give my oranges, my Sumo oranges a rinse.
Soaking, the shrinking shadow says soaking it in vinegar water takes the wax off the cucumbers.
Ah, that's good. So how much vinegar does she use? Is it a lot,
everybody.
a little?
Bump the tripod.
You tripod bumper, you.
I didn't want to get the gimbal out. I should have.
Uh-huh.
Ooh, look at it real quick.
Some of these look a little dirty. So we just get everything clean, and that way we know we can safely eat it when we're ready. All right, I'm just gonna set these back here, and then Tom, I'm gonna go back over to here. So I've got that quinoa started. This stuff, I'm gonna put my garlic in the fridge. Get that put away. These can go over here. The strawberries I'll deal with a little bit later. And so that's all I do for that, you guys. And then I've got my quinoa going, and what I'll do when it is done is, I'm gonna give you that, I don't know what that is. When the quinoa is done, and I'm gonna wanna get this salad, the tabbouleh salad made, so what I'll do is I'll line a baking sheet, a rimmed baking sheet with parchment paper, and I'll pour the quinoa out over that, and then I'll spread it out so it's in a thin layer, and I'll put it in the refrigerator, and we have another refrigerator in the garage, and that will help it cool down quickly, which will be really nice.
Shrinking shadow says she just dumps a couple of cups into the water and the cucumbers to let them soak a bit to get the wax off.
Oh, thank you for
Doesn't
sharing
measure,
that.
it's in the chat.
Okay, thank you for sharing that. That is so good to know. So, so I am actually, Tom, if you could give me 3 of the Persian cucumbers that are in the, over there in the dish drainer. I'm just gonna start chopping what I need to chop for, that'll be getting done. And I've got my chat here so I can see what everybody's saying. So these are just my little Persian cucumbers, and we love these. And our grandkids will eat these. They will not eat the other kind of cucumbers, but they will eat these. So funny. So I'm just gonna, oh my goodness. Oh, these smell amazing. Absolutely amazing. It just, you know, our food is just so incredible, isn't it? I'm so grateful every day that we eat the way that we eat, because it's so delicious. I mean, it's colorful and it smells amazing. It just hits all the senses. Then it tastes amazing. So I'm just gonna get things going in my bowl here. And this is just what happens on Fridays at the Nutmeg Notebook Kitchen. So, and
James is asking, do you find those, or Jamie's asking, are those organic?
yes, they are organic, and they don't appear to have any wax on them. I may be wrong, but they don't feel waxy and they don't look shiny. But yes, so at Whole Foods has them organic, and then so does our Trader Joe's, carries them in organic as well. So we try to buy as much organic as we can. Now, the Sumo Oranges that I buy, those are not organic. But I'm okay if we have a few things that are not organic. And most of the things on the Dirty Dozen list, I do try to get them as organic. Like I won't buy regular strawberries or blueberries, and you know, there's certain things that I just won't. Now, Tom, if you want to put the tomatoes back in that strainer and bring them over, I'll start cutting some of those. I'm going to get a different knife for that while I chat. Let's see. It's very good. Okay. So you guys, we're going to do a live on Sunday, just like a chat at 4 p.m. Pacific time. So that's our regular, you know, when we go live on Sunday. So we hope you'll join us then. And then also, let's see, I have to look at my recipe. How much do I need? A pound. So if you want to give me the little scale and a little bowl, just one of the Corel bowls would be great. Perfect. Thank you. We'll just get us a pound of these. And then we will be going live on Monday morning at 7 a.m. And we have some exciting news to share with you all. And we will be telling you something really terrific at 7 a.m. on Monday.
Pacific time.
Pacific time. So mum's the word until then. But we hope that you'll tune in on Monday to hear what we're going to announce. Okay. And no, I'm not pregnant. Not that you thought I was, but I'm just saying that I'm not. So here I'm just going to cut up these tomatoes because these are going to go in my tabbouleh. Have you guys made the falafel or the tabbouleh? So my daughter came up with the tabbouleh recipe because we were getting together to have falafel, and she was like, Mom, I just want you to be able to have tabbouleh. And so she said, I'm going to figure out how to make a tabbouleh salad that's gluten-free. And so she used quinoa, and we all loved it. So it's been our go-to tabbouleh recipe ever since. And it is on the blog. And I print them off just like you guys do. And then I will put them in I have a binder of my own recipes that I have. And that works really well. So this is just a really fun and delicious salad. And I thought, oh, we're just ready for something lighter in flavors and, you know, instead of all the heavy soups and chilies and stew, it was just time to do something lighter. El Garcia says, you're giving us a tease. Yes, I am. I am giving you a tease. I am. So, but you have to tune in on Monday. If you can't come at 7 a.m. Pacific time, then you can watch the replay. So the replay will instantly be up. Oh, so my quinoa just got done. So I'll be able to show you what I do with that as well.
Deepak has a question.
Okay.
Says, I'm not sure. Please show the towels you use to store greens after they
Yeah, so I'll just
They
use...
can't maybe hear me back there. So.
Yeah, I'll just use a paper towel in the container. And I'll use, I don't know, if you want to get out the big stasher bag, can you get it? Is the camera in the way of that, in that bottom drawer? And we can just show them. Or I will use, now today I might have to use one of the plastic containers that we put our salads in. So this is a silicone bag, and this is made by Stasher, and it just has the zip top on top. What's really nice is you don't have to worry about looking for lids. It's all one piece, and because it's silicone, it's you know, reusable hundreds and hundreds of times. So it's opaque on the back, and clear in the front. And then Tom handed me one of my one of the salad containers from the cupboard there. And since I have so much cilantro and parsley, then I'll see how much I have left over. But these are the Ziploc 9-cup containers that I use for our batch prep salads. And so I can just put a paper towel in the bottom of this. But you can use cloth if you don't use paper towels. You can take one of your kitchen towels, you know, you can cut them in half or quarters, and then you can line the bottom of it with a kitchen towel or a paper towel. And then I just put my herbs on top of that, and I like that they're clear so that I can see what I've got in the refrigerator. So this one is nice because it's tall, so it will accommodate the cilantro. And sometimes I trim the stems off the cilantro if they're really long, and this bunch had really long stems. And I'll trim that off. If they're very thin stems, I will go ahead and use them in whatever I am making. They have a lot of flavor, but if they're thick and a little bit more woody, then I won't, because they can be a little tough if they start getting bigger. And so I'm just chopping up the tomatoes. I kind of want the tomatoes and the Persian cucumbers to be about the same size. It just looks prettier in the salad, and that's what I do. So Tom, if you want to take a piece of parchment paper and cut it about the length of one of those baking sheets, then I'll show them what I do with that quinoa to cool it down.
Susan has a question.
Oh, another question. They're saying that I'm not talking loud enough. The volume is a bit low. Sorry, I'll try to speak up. I'm used to having a mic on me, and I often talk too loud for it. And instead today my mic is mounted by the camera. So I'll try to speak up for you guys. Susan Johnson says, I use an incredible app to store all the plant-based recipes on my iPad. No need for paper printouts. It's called Paprika, and it is life-changing. That is so awesome. That's great. So I am still old school. I like printed recipes. Isn't that, I'm just so old school. Like I don't, I just don't, I've bought a lot of ebooks, but I just like to be able to thumb through the recipes in a book. I'm just crazy that way. But I have heard of the Paprika app, and I'm so glad that works for you. That's awesome. Okay, I'm getting these tomatoes all cut. So here we go. The sun is shining here, you guys. It's beautiful. What is it like where you live? I'm curious where you guys all live too. Okay, so what I like about these flexible little cutting sheets is that you can pick them up, and then you can just dump everything right into your bowl. So easy. Love that. And then just look at that. Look at all that color. It's gonna be so pretty. It's a beautiful salad. Okay, so now I'm gonna show you what I do. Tom got me my cookie sheets ready to go. So somebody shared with me that the Esselstyns show crumpling up the parchment paper, and then it'll stay where you put it on your pan. Just takes all that stiffness out, and so then you can go like that. Voila! Isn't that great? So that is such a wonderful trick. And then if you would hand me one of the red spatulas, Tom. I'll show them. See, the quinoa is so easy to make it this way. Then you just fluff it up. See there? And then I'm just gonna dump it out on this parchment paper, and then we'll put it in our garage fridge, and that's going to help it to chill much quicker so that I can get the salad made. I do like to make the salad a little bit ahead of time so that it has time just to let the lemon juice and all of the vegetables and everything just kind of come together, and it just makes it taste better if it has a little bit of chill time. So just spread it out, and this is really a good trick if you're going to be making something to take someplace with you, or company's coming over, because it allows you to go ahead and get it made. So we're going to stick that in the fridge, and I have to cut up an onion yet, and I have to juice my lemons for this. Oh, and I have to cut my mint, but my mint isn't going to be dry enough yet. I'm going to have to let it just dry for a little bit, and as well as the Italian parsley. So I'll probably go do some cleaning while I'm waiting on that, or get my falafel patties made up. I will make those up ahead of time, and then I'll put them on a baking sheet, and I'll cover them, and then I'll put them in the refrigerator. And then when it's time for the family to come over tonight, then I'll start browning those in a skillet on the stovetop, and that way they'll be nice and hot and fresh, but I won't have a messy kitchen because my prep work will already be done, and the kitchen will be nice and clean. So anyway, that's what I'm going to be doing. Debbie says she's going to snuggle in fluffy blankets with a hot cup of tea and a wonderful book. And Cheryl says it's sunny and 50 degrees on the eastern shore of Maryland. Nice. Echo says Las Vegas, Nevada, 62 degrees, sunny and beautiful. That sounds wonderful. Deepak says, thanks, Tammy and Tom, for answering my questions. You are absolutely welcome. Shrinking Shadow is in Florida near Pensacola. I bet it's beautiful there. It was not, I did have to wear a jacket this morning, but the sun is shining and it's going to warm up. It's going to be beautiful here as well. And Deepak is in Fort Worth, Texas. How nice. Tom actually has relatives in Texas, and we keep saying we're going to get to Texas one of these days. So hasn't happened yet. Well, anyway, you guys, thank you so much for joining me for this impromptu little video. If you have not tried the quinoa tabbouleh gluten-free quinoa tabbouleh salad, try it. And if you haven't tried my falafel burgers, give those a try as well. They are not traditional ones that are made with the uncooked garbanzo beans. That's how they make the traditional ones, just soak on the beans overnight and then grinding them up. But they're really delicious, and everybody that I serve them to really likes them. So, it's the wonderful spices that really make it amazing. So, yeah, Cheryl, you're welcome. She says, thank you so much. You're welcome. Thank you guys for joining me. This was really fun. It's nice to share my kitchen with you, and we will do it again one of these days. And remember, you can join us on Sunday at 4 p.m. Oh, another question. I'm wondering, Ellen says, I'm wondering, since you have chosen this way of life for weight management purposes, how come you eat corn regularly? Corn turns to sugar in the body. There is nothing wrong with eating corn on a whole food, plant-based diet. So we welcome eating starch, and we eat a lot of starch. We eat white potatoes and red potatoes and sweet potatoes and lots of starch. So check out Dr. McDougall's website and learn all about starch on his website. So a lot of things will raise your blood sugar after you eat them. But when we're eating a whole food plant-based diet, we're ingesting so much fiber and so much water, which slows down that process and is not a problem for us. And Dr. McDougall has a lot of information. He also wrote the book Starch Solution, but you can find plenty of information on his website at the mcdougall.com. So anyway, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. Join us on Sunday at 4 p.m. Pacific time for our regular live. And then also join us on Monday morning at 7 a.m. Pacific time for a very special announcement that you're not going to want to miss. Have a great weekend. Thanks for joining me. I'm Tami, and I help you get healthy and stay healthy, one meal at a time. Bye for now.